seeks the power of Zoltun Kulle. I can feel you out there. Your conviction, your potential, and your past brought you to me. You might stand a chance in this world, if you listen. It's not enough to recognize the lies and obfuscations. You must understand where they came from. Where would you draw the line if you could save us all? What wouldn't you do? Why save this fetid world at all? I can tell you're not convinced.
Respect the effort my colleague is making for you.
For humanity. And know this. I do not lie. Why lie when the truth is far more entertaining? What should I tell you?
Perhaps once more about this little band of ostriches. Recall that Nogant was one of them. But they expect her to bury her head in the sand with them. To be content with their arbitrary limitations and ignore what was irrefutable. So, they buried her head for her. And in this world, only one person looked beyond that. Beyond the inventiveness of what they have been told. But the villains in this universe destroy that, spreading their wickedness like a miasma, ruining Skywalker's life wherever he goes, thieves of hope and wellsprings of rot. Drove my colleague alongside his small but fearless family in their silly war against the villains destroying Skywalker's life. Dreaming of grander paradise all the while. The villains and heroes alike of that universe are not worth your esteem. They were both bands of fools, with the focus solely common on this selfless, noble fool that never questioned his teachers when they asked their heroic students to risk their lives for the hero's mistake. For my colleague knows better, and he and his allies faced much worse than the villains of their society, of Skywalker's universe. Already a mastery of his own blood, the blood of the heavens and the hells, trapped within his humanoid body. He became well acquainted with Skywalker, as he keeps himself ready to stand against Skywalker's villains who tormented him all his life. Their corruption spreading like a miasma, as I explained. Not even the strongest villains truly understood his power, his own significance. They say in rumors that once he steps foot in their domain, their plans will be instantly ruined by his own hand. Like the boss of our nightmares, as he calls his new home. He has suffered many worse things than death itself, but his own divinity echoes within his body. If you look, if you listen. They confronted Darby, the now dread, in one of the great urban centers of Land of Shadow. The collateral damage of the fight was predictable and befitting the blue fire of hatred. Some of the villains might question who the greater evil was that day, but in the end, Darby was struck down by the dreads. He is imprisoned back in the universe where he belongs. Emboldened, they followed our crew again and the rest of the villains to the castle. Relentless pursuit. They drove them to that said castle where the console lies on the top. The harsh light of this land offered no protection, and we rallied against their fury. They wavered. We pressed on, insistent, incessant, resolute. What can one do but live up to their nature? Did you know that there is at least one that has both heroes and villains alike, like in a common cause? This alliance is forged, but usually to fight a common enemy. One person's decided that this a permanent alliance. Justice Popescu, a friend like Christopher, and the current leader of the Seven Nightmares. To most, a permanent hero-villain alliance does not exist, but Justice himself have understood both sides' capacity of utter ruin and unbridled hand. They could become what real heroes dreamed of. Subjugation. Eradication. Do you see the commonalities yet? The bloodthirsty warlord of the Highlands merged his soul with a promised consort, and, staying true to his nature, fights against Drake as promised consort were done. My colleague Christ fought what was before, but not Drake. For not even Drake could understand truly the capabilities of both the lands between and the land of shadows gods. So they turned to Chris to help them fight. And Chris merely just fought. There is a connection between Leonarius Liver's blood and his human vessel he is in, as well as connections to the land that is both finite and infinite. They enter a cycle of life and death, divinity and chaos. He and his family, the Martoys and the Makanchoks, took that burden into their grave. But they do not see it as a burden. They saw it as their potential for greatness. Christopher Zirkle, as required by his nature, listens to those who understand the true destruction and true divinity, the difference between the both. For it is awesome to see her Melena's hypotheses confirmed. But there are certain foolish ones who want to deny the listening and take matters to their own selfish hands. And Chris, true to his nature, became a true Elden Lord. Alongside the two that are his queens, Ryoka Martoy and Mako Makanchok. Together they rule the lands between for what seems to be an eternity. Moving onward to the current state, another villain decided to tear Skywalker's family apart. The one named Kuin, the bee queen herself, using bees that not only have these trigger viruses in their bodies, but also explosives that destroy those that are in her path. and stay true to her nature, torment Sky mentally through the bees, along with Ellie, who is trapped alongside Darby's Blue and Beta from Darby's universe, is as imprisoned pets. Chris understands the personalities quite well. The fools prefer to follow the script of hero and villain only for their spectacle. As the man named Goji said, fantastic does not work. With Ellie in danger, Chris took matter to his own hands to rescue Ellie himself, whether Sky and Nogant like it or not. For Chris knew if he cannot stop the villains, then Ellie will meet her demise, and Skywalker will be made a villain by the said villains come to fruition. In fact, the boss of our nightmares are more than just a mismatch of heroes and villains. They possess the capabilities that pure villains do not understand. Keeping the hero and villain bonded together is a complicated task, requiring immense leadership and understanding of each hero and villain alike. He achieved that goal. While keeping the villains in check, the villains remain bonded over the heroes who sided with Justice, and his boss of a nightmare group. Even Christopher is among them. But Christopher was not one to stand idly by, while the villains outside the boss of our nightmares continue to destroy humanity and break them mentally. It is why his own hidden power keeps his friends and family from being brainwashed at all, or by any kind of villain. The false heroes could not control him. The villains cannot dominate him nor his family. They feared him. I know his liberation lies in power, for he bears honors reunification. And combined with Christopher's nature, with a nature as an Elden Lord as well as a hunter, not even the strongest villains are capable of understanding his true prowess. But Sky, he was so close to understanding him, but a fool in the very end, now trapped in Kule's clutches. But Christopher has his heroic instinct. The moment he saw our childlike alien danger, he knows he has to rescue her and not be trapped in some script that binds him from ever doing anything. Can they think of anything more pathetic than a demigod who's forced to be a puppet for a villain? There you have it. The current state of Skywalker in his realm.
Every door can be opened. Every lock has a key. History repeats. So, answer the question. What wouldn't you do to free us all?